Hello everyone. Welcome back to Angels Light Tarot. Thank you for stopping by for our fourth class. We're covering the spades this week and dun dun dun, we're also covering the jokers. I'm adding this to the spades. Yes. Now, spades represent the winter of our lives, if you will. I would say that time when we're about to retire to the time when we're about to retire, as in transition to our next life, if you will. So if you're looking at, if you're doing a reading and you see a jack, because remember, these are people, queen, kings, no, refer to these as older men. Yes. A heart would be a younger man. A club would be a little bit older, maybe a little gray. King, definitely probably cover the gray because it's all about their business. By the time you get to the spades, it's like whatever, right? If you see the gray, you see the gray. Okay, so let's get right into it. Spades represent work, spirituality, and health. Those are the three things: work, spirituality, and health. And depending on how the cards play out in your reading, you will know which one it is, okay? Now, or as I say with general readings, how does it apply to your life, okay? Now, we're going to start with the wonderful Ace of Spades. And as we know, aces are about one new beginning. Now, this one is a lot deeper because there's something I forgot to tell you about spades. Spades include all of the other suits. So these are some heavy hitters, okay? So they include the hearts, they include the clubs, they include the diamonds, they have it all. So this new beginning, it's a deep new beginning. It's not surface, no, it's not like plastic surgery. No, it's an inner new beginning that will, I feel like this is like a soul new beginning, like aha moment, like I'm no longer going to do that anymore because blah 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 blah. Almost like when a family has an intervention, that type of new beginning, okay, on that deep of a level. Now, the Ace of Spades could also, remember, work. It could represent a new job coming. Definitely. Now, the spiritual aspect of the Ace of Spades is, I want to say, going within, right? So going within on a very, very deep level and coming out almost like the tarot card, almost like there is something within you that it's a secret. Like this card typically, write that down. The Ace of Spades typically shows up as a secret, but the secret typically is like the High Priestess, like no one knows the secret but you, right? Maybe it's something that happened in your childhood. Maybe it was something that affected you in your past life and you carried into this life, right? So this is a secret. Now, a lot of times this might show up in a love reading as someone's keeping a secret, a deep secret from someone else, okay? So Ace of Spades, new beginning in work, new beginning in death and transformation, and a spiritual new beginning, right? There we go. All right. Intense. Yes, this whole spread right here is intense. Wait till we get into it. Okay, so the Two of Spades. Remember, twos represent fear. Two of Hearts, they always want to have that other love, afraid of being alone. Two of Clubs, they want that other person to talk to, and they have the fear of not having that other person to talk to. Two of Diamonds, they want that partnership, that financial partnership. Two of Spades, they just want it all in a partnership, okay? They want the love, they want the money, they want the communication, they want it all. This represents a relationship that is just unbelievably tight. Now, if you are not doing a love relationship, this is definitely a friendship. And this friendship, I always feel like, depending on what card goes with this is a really good friendship. It's spiritual, so it's a deep friendship. It might even be a friendship at work, right? Definitely. Might even be a spiritual friendship, if you will. Okay? Now, the next card, I call this the Three of Spades. I call this the cray card, right? Because it's deep. It's very, very deep. Now, see this right here? That's one person standing in the middle, not knowing which way to go. Sometimes this person might split themselves in half to do both, okay? Just to get the positive energy out of this. It's almost, remember the threes, they have that monkey on their back, they need to scratch, right? But I call this the cray cray card because whenever this card pops up, there's always some shenanigans going on. And it's not a light shenanigans. Remember, spades are a little bit heavy. They're a bit deep. They've lived a long time. So whatever's coming, it's deep. It's not superficial. So the three of spades represents either having two jobs at one time. You're working two jobs at one time. You're doing something creative. That is the positive side. The creative work or the two jobs. Side hustle. There we go, right there. That's the get the positive energy out of this. Now, you sit at home and do nothing with this card, it's going to drive you nuts, right? So this is the card that says get up, do something, kind of like a 5. But in this case, if you don't do something, it will drive you mad, okay? So cray cray card, right? Now, 4 of spades, very, very heavy energy. The 4 of spades is security, okay? Security, remember houses, it's like a house. Bump, bump, see the square? See the house? It's like a house, right? The security, you're going to have the security, but this security is going to come with what? Work. Yes, it's not easy to get this security. You're going to have to work for it. So if this is tied up with the relationship, you know you're going to have to work. You're going to get it, but you're going to work for it, okay? Now, a lot of times when this card shows up, you know, it could be security in work. Right? So if somebody is like asking you, oh my goodness, am I going to keep my job because everybody's losing their job? Oh, you'll keep yours, but you'll probably have to end up doing everyone else's work. Well, since they're gone, right? But it's a card of security. Okay, security. Now, other side of this card is control. Someone might be controlling in the home. Someone might be controlling at work, but nonetheless, it is a card of overcoming it all, but with work, okay? Now, 5 of spades. Very, very interesting. See the X? Bump, bump. There's the X. Complete, utter change, right? Now, remember, 5s are about change or travel. So this could be travel in, this is a spade, work. Right? So now it's also, because spades also represent health, okay? Then it could be a change in health. And depending on what card sits with this, like I never like to end a reading with a 5, a 9, or a 3 because I'm nosy and I want to see, well, where is this going, right? The change of what, right? Change to what? Up, down, which way, right? So the 5 of spades is basically saying, there's going to be a change, and it's a heavy, deep change, and it might be a change at work. You might be traveling now for work, right? But it's coming with, it's almost like, like it's a change. Like this could be a change in health, and it could be a good thing, right? It could be a good thing. Or this could be you have to travel for work. Could be a good thing, right? But sometimes this change is, maybe the change at work is maybe you're getting demoted, depending on what card goes with it. Or the change at work is maybe you're getting promoted, right? Or there's a change in your health for the better, okay? All right, so let's go on to the 6 of spades. This is a very interesting card. Remember, the 6s, it's very easy. So what you give is the same thing you get, okay? So the 6 of spades is a very karmic card. So if this is with the 2 of spades, you know that's a karmic. 2 of hearts, you know that's a very karmic love affair, right? Now, the 6 of spades can be relentless because it is a spade and it is about karma. So this is the card that says, you know, you may have, sometimes things happen out of the blue, right? You don't know where it came from. You don't know why it's happening. It's almost like a piano falls out of the sky and you're like, where did that come from, right? So it's like in the past, sometime in the past, it could be a past life, it could be a past situation where you made plans in the future for something, to experience something, and boom, and there it is, right? You don't remember it 9 times out of 10, but it's karma, right? So let's say you did something at a very young age and you just knew you had this, I know I'm gonna pay for this one, right? Or I did this good deed deed, and I know I'm going to get rewarded for it. It's kind of like that high side, low side, right? So, but it is karma, okay? And it's heavy karma. But just because it's heavy doesn't mean it's not good. If you have put in good work, you get good work back. If not so much, you get that back too, okay? So now, the Six of Spades, very interesting, shows up typically in health, as in, let's say, for instance, this card comes up in your reading, and that person knows that they haven't been eating right, they haven't been exercising, they haven't been drinking enough water and their health is not where it should be. They know when this card comes up, you will actually hear them say, yeah, I ate too much fast food or too much greasy food or didn't work out, and now my body is showing the results of how I treated my body, right? So sometimes that's how this card shows up, all right? Now, like I said, and it's heavy. It's a heavy duty. Now, check it out though. If you have been eating properly, if you've been on a really good, wholesome, clean diet, and you've been taking care of yourself, then guess what? You got some good health karma coming because you already put it in. You already put in the work to match that karma, if you will. All right? Karma card. Now, getting into the 7, remember, 7s and 9s are spiritual cards, right? So the 7 of Spades is telling me, or you, that there's some work to be done. It's some spiritual work to be done. And 7s are about releasing, letting go, right? Releasing and letting go. The 7 of Spades is saying, this is a life thing, this is a spiritual thing. And it's saying, if you let go and don't hold on, 7s are typically about control. If you let go and don't hold on, then the universe has a gift for you. It's a magic card. If you let go of what you've been trying to hold on to like this, you let it go, guess what? The universe will give you exactly what it is that you need on a very deep level. So always walk in faith. This is the card of faith. Walk in faith that everything will turn out wonderfully. But if you don't have faith, if you're pretending you have faith, but you're grumble, right? It's not going to work. You're not going to get the magic. You're just going to get the negativity. The negativity is I'm worried that it's not going to happen. I'm worried. Worrying is negativity. Hello, right? So if you sit there and you decide, I'm just going to give it all to God, right? I'm just going to let it go and see what happens, right? It's like, Jesus, take the wheel. That's this card right here, okay? Now, so have faith. Walk in faith and everything will, trust me, will work out great, okay? Now, the 8 of Spades is our next card. And this is about, as we know, 8s are about power. So this is power in your work, power in your health, power, just power. Because remember, the Spades encumber all other cards. So the 8 of hearts, the 8 of clubs, the 8 of diamonds. This card is the Mac Daddy when it comes to power. This card has the power to achieve anything at once. It's like a Mack truck coming in and plowing things down as far as your work. Like you're gonna, everything get out of your way because guess what? You got it going on and you're gonna take over. I feel like you're gonna take over whatever industry you are in, right? Because you have the power to do so. Now, because you have so much power, you have to be very careful how you use this power. Do not abuse this power. Do not bully anyone. Do not push anyone because you're going to get it without even doing that. So be mindful of that because we don't want any karma coming down the road with this card. So as doing a reading, you got the power. Yes, you got the power. Exactly. Okay, so next is the 9 of Spades. 9s, as we know, it's about giving or letting go. Spades is about health, spirituality, work, right? So this could be 9, letting go of work. It could, and depending on the cards that are in front of you, it could be letting go of work. It could be the giver of life. This card could represent a doctor, right? Because a doctor gives life. It could be someone's ending something. Maybe someone is letting go of work, or someone's losing their job because, they didn't let it go when they should have let it go, right? Okay, so, but however this plays out, and this is an intense card, so when it happens, trust me, I've experienced it. It happens. It happens. Okay. That's, remember when I lost my channel? Yeah, that card came up. Okay. All right. So, and I was like, okay, but there it is. Ooh, there it is, right? As they say, as the kids say. Now, 10 of Spades. 10 of Spades is the card of success, right? 10 of Spades is a card of success. So this is the person in between, and they're surrounded by all this work, all this success, right? So this is success in health, success in work, success in spirituality. This card is just, now remember, this card includes the 10 of hearts, the 10 of clubs, the 10 of diamonds. This card is the Mac Daddy, but it's a lot of work because it is a spade and it's lived a very long time, been through the gamut, if you will. So let's just say this 10 of spades, this 10 worked for this success, okay? Now, it's basically a card of success, so I don't have anything else to say about it, other than depending on what card you have with it. I mean, it could be, the ending of success, right? But we don't want that. Maybe you're deciding, I don't want it anymore. I'm retiring, right? Yeah, could be that. Now, let's get into the Jack. The Jack of Spades, as we know, the Jack is the child of the king and the queen, has all the wonderful things of the king, the kingdom, and the castle, but with no responsibilities. That's right. Now, this Jack. The Jack with clubs, yeah, they're pretty intense, right? But this one can be extremely dishonest. So if this card comes up in a reading, depending on where it is sitting, know that, make sure you tell the people, tell yourself, check. Make sure your I's are dotted, make sure your T's are crossed, because this Jack right here, they can be very, very dishonest, disloyal, not telling the truth. A person that proverbial line in the sand. Well, this person, they will erase the line and move the line just for their own benefit. Okay, so always be careful. Now in spirituality, when we're looking at spirituality, it's like this half of the Jack has spent the entire life doing things that are dishonest, right? So this card has the opportunity in this lifetime to change all of those bad ways into positive ways. And depending on how you see, like the spiritual initiate, I will no longer do that anymore. Sometimes you see this is as like, someone goes to jail for, 30 years, right? And they're naughty, they have a rap sheet, blah, blah, and then they come out and then they're public speakers and they're teaching people how not to do what they did, how not to be bad and things of that nature. That would be the spiritual initiate. And you will see, depending on how the cards lay, where this card is, okay? Now, moving right along to the Queen of Spades. The Queen of Spades she's the hardest working woman in the deck, okay? But it's not a laborious work. It is a spiritual work. Definitely, it's an inner work. It's that work that says, I'm not going to change anything outside of myself. I'm not going to change the people. I'm not going to change the places. I'm going to change inside of myself, right? And sometimes that is a hard thing to do. And sometimes this card is sitting in front of you to teach you that, it's not necessarily about control. It's about trying to change everything to fit your life, to make things better for yourself. But for some strange reason, this universe is saying, no, don't change things outside of yourself. Change yourself so that things are better. And sometimes it's a very tough thing to do, okay? But she is very hardworking, all right? It's not easy. This one right here, this is not easy to do. This is not easy to do. Now, the King of Spades. The King of Spades has every card within it, okay? So we're talking about the Ace of Hearts all the way up through the suits to the king. So yes, this king is a he's the crown that this king is wearing. It's like he has 3 crowns on. He has the crown of the King of Hearts. He has the crown of the King of Clubs, the crown of the King of Diamonds, right? So, and then the crown of the King of Spades. So this is a very, I want to say, hard working energy, very hard working energy, because they've lived a lifetime. They've done everything. They know how hard life can be, leading people, right? And this card, this energy, they typically do things like if they'll do things like, let's say for instance, you have a friend, right? And the friend, for your birthday, they plan your birthday out because they've known you for a long time and they want to surprise you, right? So they plan your birthday out. They rent out a space, an Airbnb or something like that. They invite all of your friends. All the music is music that you love, and so on and so on and so on, right? Basically throw you this big old bash, right? And then when it comes to their birthday, you give them like you take them out to lunch, right? You take them out to lunch, and it's not like a 5-star restaurant. It's kind of like, I don't know, let's say Denny's. Okay, let's just say, okay, that is the energy of this card. Like, they go out of their way to make things wonderful for everyone else, but they never seem to get things back the way they give it. Okay, so a lot of work dealing with this energy. Heavy. And a lot of times they will end up by themselves because it's like, I can't do it anymore. I feel exhausted. Like, I feel exhausted just holding this. I feel exhausted. But it's almost like they might want to pull back a little bit and not give so much. And even in not giving so much, it's still 20 times more than what other people do. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, now I'm adding the jokers. Okay? So the joker right here. I'm adding these. I didn't have these in my last lesson. So I decided that if they're in the box, there must be meaning to them, okay? Now, the joker is like the jacks, okay? But it's like a higher octave of the jacks, the jack of hearts, the jack of clubs, the jack of diamonds, the jack of spades. It's a higher octave. It's so much creativity that you can basically do whatever it is you want to do. Now, this card right here, it's saying, yeah, you can do whatever you want to do. It's okay. You can put forth the effort and you can do it. If you like, it's almost like jack of all trades. You could literally the jack of all trades, right? You could do whatever you want. Now, if the red one pops up, this one you can do whatever you do. This one, not only can you do whatever you do, you can be someone else every single day. Think of Ted Bundy. I'm not saying this is Ted Bundy energy, but he fooled a lot of people. He made people think that, by the way he looked, by the way he dressed, by the way he carried himself, that he was this charming person, but he was really killing people, right? So this person, and we hope that no one takes this energy and manipulates it into a negative, we hope that we don't surround ourselves with people that are negative. So this one would be, if you get this card, creativity is on your side. If you want to be an actor, if you want to write a screenplay, if you want to dance, be creative in rap music, operatic, whatever it is in creativity, a cake designer, right? But you won't just be a cake designer. You will be a fabulous cake designer that no one else no one can compare to you. You are it. You are the bomb diggity. Okay. So that is the energy of the spades. Now, as I always like to do, I like to play around with it so that we can do a little reading. Okay. So let's say hypothetically speaking, you have the ace with this joker. Okay, may as well just start with it, right? So the ace of spades is a new beginning, and the new beginning is very deep, but it might also be a new job in the creative arts Yes, in the creative arts. Like maybe you're going to get a new job as a choir director, and when you go up there, oh my gosh, everyone is looking at you, and no one directs a choir like you. You got it going on. Like everyone around town knows to come to this church to listen to this choir director lead that choir, because it's the bomb. Okay, nobody can compete with that. All right, now let's go into, let's say, the nine of spades. The nine of spades with the three. Okay, the three of spades. So the three of spades is what I call the creative card or the cray card. You pick, depending on the energy. So the nine of spades is saying there is definitely an ending. Now, it could be an ending of your side hustle, right? You no longer have to do the side hustle, depending on how this lays out with your other cards. So the side hustle, you don't have to do it anymore, thank God. Or maybe it's the cray energy that you're feeling in a little bit insane, because really you didn't do much with it, and you're just feeling like, you know, I needed something to calm my nerves or something like that, right? So this is like the ending of the cray, and you're like, thank God that crazy period was over. And maybe the crazy period was you were going to work, doing your full-time job, you were coming home, taking a shower, eating, and going right back out to your side hustle, come back home, eat, sleep, and get up in the morning. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. But the nine of spades is saying it's an ending to that, thank God. Okay, all right, so let's look at the, let's look at the, I like this. This is fun. Okay, so let's look at this one. The five is about change and travel, right? The six is about stagnant. They're total opposites. And typically when I get these, I'm like, oh, they're like oxymorons. This is about change and this is about not change. And you put them together. What is it? Okay, that's life. Sometimes life happens like that, right? So it's almost like change. And I feel like sometimes this change shows up as things changed and they became stagnant. They became boring. They became like is anything ever gonna change? Like maybe things were, like I would like to see, what was the card before this, okay? All right, so let's say the card before this was a nine. Let's just pull up a nine. So there was an ending, a change happened. The change was things became stagnant, things became, but you know what, as we know, it was karma. This is what was put into the universe, and this is what you got back. So an ending to something, maybe it was an ending to work, and work changed, and it became like, I don't see a new job coming, because this card is just sitting and sitting and sitting, right? Not unless, of course, and this typically takes a long time, so you're going to be like, well, it's not going to be for a while with that new job coming, right? There you go. So let's look into, let's do a few more, just for fun. Okay, so let's say the 10, the 10 and the 8. Yes, I like it like that. So let's say you have power. 8 is about power in work. The 10 is about success. So if you get these cards and you're looking for a promotion, you got the power. You have the power to push ahead. Remember, don't be a bully, but you have the power to push ahead to be successful. You might have to put in a little energy. You might have to go, you have the power to do it though. So you might have to put in the energy to do this and put in the energy to do that. But you will be successful, and you have the power to get it done, to see it done, okay? See it through, if you will. Now, let's say the seven of spades. Here we go. Okay, seven of spades, having faith in your creative ability. And maybe you think, well, I won't be as creative as this person right here, but I will be creative, and I have faith that my creativeness will carry me through, because this is the card of unrelenting faith. So if you have faith, everything is going to work out. You're going to get what it is that you want, and you have the creativity to do it. And it's almost like you just have to have faith. You have to have, it's like if you believe you'll be creative, and you believe you get that acting role. You believe you'll get that lead in the ballet. You believe you will get it. Now, let's say you got this joker. You believe you get it all. There is no one else like you. This is like, there's only one of you, right? Think of Whitney Houston. There was only one of her. There will only be one of her. Whenever you hear her voice, I don't care if it's 20 years from now, you will know that it is Whitney Houston. Okay, so this person, this joker, stands out because it's like no other. Okay, so having faith. Now, let's look into the Jack. Here we go. Ace of Spades and the Jack. Okay, so the Ace of Spades is telling me that there is a new beginning. Now, remember, this card is also, Jacks are also creative, so this could be creative work. But this creative work, you could be a realtor, or you could be, because that's creative work, you know what I mean? You could be a private contractor. These people, they typically don't like to color in the lines, right? Because they're always moving the lines. So this is creative work that you really don't have to depend on other people. You work when you want, and if you don't, you'll erase the lines and move them so you can work where you want to work. So this is creativity, and this is new. So this is new work in a creative field, okay? But like I said, this is a Jack, and Jacks typically do things that are creative. Think of a used car salesman. He might not always tell you that as soon as you drive off the thingy that, your tire's gonna fall off or something. Okay, so this is our 4th lesson. Our next lesson will be putting cards together from different suits and doing readings. So study, and I will see you next week. I send you joy, namaste, and much, much love sent your way.